Welcome to Zoom at 8. My name is Anne Peterson, and I am your host every Tuesday night for Zoom at 8. As well, I am a loan officer, senior director at Old Capital Lending, and we are a premier provider of debt for mostly multifamily. However, we will do other asset classes. You know, we've been in business for over 35 years, 36, 37. We've closed over 6,000 loans. So what does that say to you? We know what we're doing. So when you're looking for lending on any of your asset classes, we'd love the opportunity to provide the debt. You know, every week we meet here to learn and to network. So as you're coming into the room, make sure you're putting in the chat box stuff about you, your name, where you live, what you do in multifamily. If you are an underwriter, if you are a general partner, if you are looking to learn, if there's something that we can help you with, please put that in. It's like taking somebody's business card at a conference. We are here to make and build relationships. We have closed many deals in just this conversation. This really is just a conversation, and we've closed many deals here. So you can find your perfect partner here. It's all about relationships. As well, I have partners in the house that come here every week. Couple things. Freddie Small Balance just changed their guidelines on being able to qualify for multifamily financing. So if you're in single family, this is like the hot tip right now today. If you're in single family, multifamily 2 to 4, the small multis 2 to 4. I'm not talking about single, having 10 single families. I'm talking about 2 to 4, duplex, quadruplex, triplexes, those, okay? You got 10 total. So you got 5 duplexes, right? So a total of 10, a combination. That will qualify, you have to have them for 2 years, qualify you for Freddie Small Balance. On your own, sign, and you are good to go. Historically, you have had to have a sponsor. No more, guys. This is a big deal. I want to help celebrate. So if you guys have those already, this is the day to celebrate and get going. You do not have to wait any longer. You don't have to find a sponsor. Okay. Now, can you go and buy 100 units and you only have 10? Probably not. But you could probably get a 10-unit building. You could probably get a 20-unit building. You might even be able to get a 30. Remember, you're going to need net worth greater than the loan amount. And you're going to need liquidity, about 10% of liquidity of that loan amount. Okay, so if it's a $3 million deal, $3 million loan amount, you're going to need about $300,000 in liquidity. So if you don't have that, then maybe you are going to need a sponsor. But this may open up a lot of doors for you. Okay, I am super excited about this. It just happened, and I want you to be aware of it. So if that is something that you would be able to participate, please reach out. My number will be in the contact information in the chat. Okay, let's get on with the show. Okay, so tonight I'm very excited because I want you to get to know another partner. Again, at Zoom at 8, I want to provide you with resources, partners, people that you can give business to or get business from. Okay, these guys are an association. You want to associate with great people. This is one group you want to get to know, the AAOA. And what the heck does AAOA mean? American Apartment Owners Association. Okay, I used AOA, and that was only in California, but this is a nationwide association. And you may be saying, why do I need an association? Associations are phenomenal, and we're going to understand why you need an association in multifamily. So tonight we're going to hear from Alexandra Alvarado, and we're going to hear from Alan Artcliff-Cronrod. And let's hear about each one of them separately. So Alexandra has worked for AAOA, the largest association for landlords in the country, for the last 7 years. She launched the educational division in 2016 and has hosted and moderated over 100 webinars for thousands of landlords. And these were nationwide. And she talked about different topics such as screening compliance, evictions, emotional support animals. That's one of my favorite topics, and many, many other items. She also curates breaking news and original contents for the AAOA Today, which is their bi-weekly newsletter that goes out to 74,000 rental industry professionals, and Rent Magazine, a national publication for rental owners. Alexandra has been interviewed by national and local news outlets such as CNBC, CNN, and the Business Insider, Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, BizNow, and Realtor.com. She is all over the place. So her extensive sales and marketing background in the rental industry has made her the point person for rental industry professionals who want to learn how to select quality tenants and to reduce their rental risk. She received her BA and MBA from Pepperdine University. All right, well, Alan's also going to be here. He has been part of the AAOA family since 2008, although his career has taken him across the country, including places like the cold Midwest of Michigan, Texas, Ohio, and Arizona. California has been his place to live for 25 years. With most of his time he spent in Los Angeles area, his client base has naturally focused heavily around the entertainment industry. And as real estate is constantly evolving, Alan's love for learning helps to keep him abreast of the ever-changing landscape of the market. His focus on relationship building has resulted in a network of highly skilled professionals across the country who are standing by to guarantee the best possible service to his clients, no matter where they are located. He is thrilled to assist you and your real estate needs and is anxious to move you forward in your investment needs. All to say, he is on the brokerage side. So tonight, I am excited to introduce you to my friends from AAOA, Alexandra and Alan. Good evening, you guys. Welcome to Zoom at 8. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you tonight?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. We're good. We've been very excited to speak to this group in particular. I love what you're doing, Julianne. I love learning. I love education, obviously. That's our bread and butter. And so I'm so glad to see all of you so tuned in every week for years, some of you. That's amazing. You know, I just did a webinar earlier today, and we don't really get to see the faces really on our webinars. We just do a presentation. So I love that you've already had conversations and we've already gotten to know you. So thank you for hosting this.
Absolutely. So before we get started, everybody, Alan, do you want to have a couple words before we move into our discussion?
No, I'm good.
Alan, I'm sure you have more than 2 words.
Alexandra is a much better presenter than I am.
That's not true. I'm going to pull him in, whether he likes it or not, because he has a lot to say. He's been working on, like you said, a lot of the brokerage side with AAOA, and I'm more on the educational side. I know a lot of the things that I work on are for active landlords that are actively managing their property, but there are also some really fantastic resources for those of you who just need to know what's going on in the industry, because I think that's really important to know what the heck is going on all over the country, what laws are being passed, what states are hot, which ones are maybe not. So what are the things that you should know? You just gave a fantastic update earlier that would be something that we would probably tell our members about. So anything that you need to know to stay abreast of like what is really going on in the multifamily industry, our association would be a great resource for you. So I don't know how you want me to go about it, Julianne. I could share my screen, maybe go over some of the things we do, and then I could hand it off to Alan to talk about the brokerage side, which I'm sure will interest most of you.
Sounds good. Yes, before that, again, let's give our speakers all of our attention. If you would, please go to the right-hand side, top of the screen. There are 9 little dots. It says view. If you could highlight that and make it a speaker view, and then we will give, oh, look at, you're so beautiful on my screen. You've got all of Alexandra on our screen. And, you want to be knowing about AAOA before you get into a deal, before you become a landlord, and you are a landlord, okay? I know you are many of us are investors, and we may be passive investors, but you are a landlord. So while you have a property manager who will be running your assets, you need to know what they are doing and what are they following the rules? Because I'll tell you this, I was a landlord and my property manager was not following the rules. They were implementing some rules that were not part of the law. And they were trying to tell me that I was out of the law. And it was because of the association that I was involved with that I knew what the rules were. So this, while you might not know that you are, or you might not think that you're a landlord, you really are. And you need to know these rules, okay? So before you get into a deal, while you're in the deal, as asset manager, eyes on the deal, and even after. And being after meaning your disposition, and then also potentially, and we're going to talk a little bit about this, Alexandra, I believe, about putting your property up on the market and how this association, AAOA, can maybe assist you in selling your asset. And these guys will work from 5 and even single family on up through many unit buildings. So again, I am a very big advocate for associations. You want to use them as a resource, as a partner in this. There's lots of webinars that they offer and they're free. Oh, wait, let me just say before we get started, is there something that we might be offering for our listeners? Anything that we can maybe talk about right now before we get started so that people wait so they don't leave? Alan or Alexandra?
So should we leave it to the end, the surprise?
Oh, well, we should make sure that they know you got to stay so that you understand that there might be something that's coming at the end.
There's something we've never done before for any group that we'll be offering to your group tonight. And I hope that those of you that could really use our association will take advantage of it. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, perfect. All right. So you take it away. Thank you, Alexandra.
Right. Great. So I'm not going to take too much of your time, but this is our website. It says 120,000 landlords, but we're actually we need to update that. We're at 137,500 landlords across the country. Our association is really dedicated to education first, as we've already gone over. And that's really the core. We also offer some other services as well that maybe some of you could use. Maybe some of you might refer your property managers or whoever's managing your deals to also join as well. Our whole purpose is really to be a rental housing solution. So I'm going to go over some of the solutions that we offer. And yes, listing your rental properties and marketing them and finding rental properties that are even off market is one of the things that we offer. Alan is going to go over that in a moment, but I'll do the other stuff first. So one of our core features is tenant screening. Now, I know some of you may not be screening your own tenants. Maybe some of you do. This is definitely one of the services that we find is one of the most important parts of owning and managing rental property, making sure that you have quality tenants, especially ones that are going to stay, really starts with the screening process. And that involves having a good credit, a really thorough background check. And if you're going directly to a credit reporting site like TransUnion, you are missing out on a lot of critical information that associations like ours have access to. And we do it not just to provide that, just because it's really important. And it's not necessarily profitable sometimes to offer some of the reports that we have, but it does add so much depth to the tenant screening itself. So a lot of times people do find us from our tenant screening. We do have a lot of information and a lot of educational material around screening tenants and selecting good tenants. We feel that that's just such a core part of the business. These are some of our packages here, as you can see on the site. These are things that tenants can pay for as well. I'm sure many tenants that you manage do pay for their screening online. So I'll leave that at that. If tenant screening is a need you have, it's definitely something that we offer. Some of the free resources that we offer would be like our newsletter, which I think you sort of hinted at, Julianne. Our newsletter is free for everyone. We send it out 2 times per week. So every Tuesday and Friday, this is going to give you the latest news. The easiest way to subscribe to the newsletter is just to go to our homepage here and to enter in your email address to get access to our newsletter. Again, it's like completely free. You might as well do it. It really gives you the best of what is happening in the industry and also any vendors. So I know I wrote down a couple names, Jeff and, Tanner, right? You guys have services and products that other landlords can use. The newsletter is a great place also to showcase that. So I want to do just a quick share of what that looks like, just to give you an idea of our newsletter. And I think it might be sharing this screen now. But basically you're getting, a top news sort of segment here. We have a couple of product showcases. We feature investment properties. This is Alan's actually section. So he's constantly updating this with new properties that are up for sale, good opportunities. And you can link over to see more opportunities from there. And then also marketing properties and featuring any other benefits that are coming your way. And these are not exclusive to AAOA members who are paying for membership. Again, this is completely free. And I think really, the information that you get in here is really pertinent to knowing where you're investing and making sure that it is a good place for you to invest, or knowing what's going on in the overall landscape of the rental industry. So going back to our site, I'll just share a couple more things that I want to highlight. A big one is webinars. Julianne, you pointed on that. We have some fantastic live webinars. They're on all kinds of topics. I know some of them may not apply to you, but some of them will. And a lot of them, I would say most of them actually, are free. And so when you see any of these here on our site, you can go ahead and register. We have here 5 key tax deferral strategies for landlords. This is going to be fantastic because it's going to go over not just 1031 exchange that all of you know about, but all of the other strategies that most landlords don't know about or maybe aren't told about that could potentially be great tax deferral strategies that are possibly even better than a 1031 exchange in some cases, depending on your situation. And then here we have, for example, IoT. So looking at what kind of tech you want to put in your rentals, legal webinars about guarding yourself from lawsuits, which is definitely a thing, right? You need to know exactly how to set up your company to make sure that it is best protected. So these are just a few examples of some webinars that are coming up, but in our on-demand webinar library, we keep all of our recordings so you can see them all here. And we're actually working on revamping this. We have about 160 webinars right now. We're going to be adding a bunch of more content that's going to be pre-recorded courses, information. We are really excited about it. This is a great place to go to really learn on a more in-depth level and connect with a lot of the people who are doing these presentations, these experts. They make their information available to you. They're not shy. So if you do want to connect with any of them and you see a webinar you love, this is a great place to go to find those people, those experts. And then I'll go over just a couple more things. So we also have some legal forms. A lot of them are free. So we have some free forms. These are mostly for landlords and managing their property, some general forms to get started with. But we also have business forms. So basically anything to do with incorporation, buying and selling, shareholder forms, any LLC forms, anything that you're trying to format, this would be specific to your state and it's completely customizable. We have a form builder where it asks you a series of questions and then it spits out a form at the end that is compliant with your state and with all of your requirements as well. And then of course we have more landlord forms for those of you who need those, and even estate planning forms. So I mean, it's really the gamut of all the forms available. And then we also have our magazine. So our magazine is quarterly. This is our big feature every few months that we do. We have some amazing contributors. Alan actually connects with many of them to give us just really amazing content on what's going on in the rental industry. It's like the newsletter, but on steroids. It's like the best parts of what you need to know. If you don't want to get a newsletter twice a week, the magazine is always up on our site. We also have our previous issues as well. If you have content that you want to contribute to the magazine as well, please let us know. We're always looking for new content writers, anyone who has a really great story to tell. The magazine is viewed and sent to over 200,000 landlords across the country, and it's digital. So you can read it, on your laptop and get the latest from there. And we'll send you emails if you subscribe to our newsletter about the magazine as well, so you can know when the new issue comes out. And our next issue is coming out actually next week. So check back soon because we're going to have all new content for 2023. Alan has connected with amazing real estate experts who have 2023 predictions for the market. And we're going to launch all those predictions out at once next week. So keep an eye out for that. And then under our solutions tab, which is the last part here, we have partnered with many different organizations that offer really great resources, and they offer actually special discounts and even services for AAOA members who are just free members. So you don't necessarily have to pay for membership. I keep saying that. It's such a great free resource. And a lot of these benefits are available to everyone who chooses to use them. So we have some great smart access control companies. We have property management software we can recommend to you. These are all vendors that we've vetted that offer services that we don't offer directly, but that we know that our members could use. And so if you're looking for a collection agency, if you're looking for a security deposit alternative, a 1031 exchange, landlord insurance, we have really fantastic resources that are completely free to access on our site. The security deposit alternative is an interesting one. This is lease guarantee. Maybe some of you have heard of security deposit alternatives. It's fairly new in the rental industry, at least in the last 5 years or so, where you're basically getting coverage for a lease in case the tenants stop paying. A lease guarantee pays out landlords for court judgments. So a lot of times you take a tenant to court, you never see that money. But with the lease guarantee, what that does is it essentially guarantees that you get paid out that court judgment. So all of our tenant screening has it incorporated. So when you screen a tenant on our site, it gives you the option to get lease guarantee for that tenant. And that way, if the tenant stops paying rent, you're covered, and the tenant can pay for this policy, or you can, it's up to you. And the rates really vary depending on, what kind of policy you have, and also, the tenant's credit score and their background history. If you have a property management company or someone who's managing your properties who doesn't know about this yet, I would highly recommend that you refer them to us, because this is a key component to risk mitigation. And really, even if you screen a tenant as best as you can, we've all seen what happened during the pandemic. People can default on rent and pretty quickly fall behind. So having something in place to really mitigate that risk is so crucial. And this is just one example of a lot of the different tools that we offer that really provide you with that risk mitigation. So again, I love what Julianne said. Even if you're not managing your property yourself and you have a property manager, you still have to manage that property manager, right? You still need to know that they're doing what they need to do to make sure that you have the lowest risk possible. Part of that is choosing the right property manager in the first place, but then also really showing them that you are actively involved, that you care, and that you're keeping an eye out, and you're introducing things to them that maybe they don't even know about yet. So it really does take some effort, right? It doesn't just happen on auto. There is still involvement, even if you are passive. So that really, I think, is the motto here. We, regardless of whether you're passive or active, can provide you with at least knowledge of the industry and things that you can pass along to your partners who can really make a difference in the success of your rental investments. So that really sums up pretty much all of AAOA. As far as our membership goes, like I said, it is free to join. This big red button, Join AAOA, gives you a free option here. We also have a few membership upgrades as well. And I'm going to pause here and we'll get back to it. I'm going to leave this part for last here about membership and switch it over to Alan, because I think you all probably anxious to hear some of the investment opportunities that we have listed on our site. And I think this is probably going to be the most useful to all of you. And it is also free to use on our site. So Alan, I'll pass it off to you.
Hey everyone, how are you?
We're doing great.
Good, good, good. Well, are we still able to show Alexandra's screen while
yeah.
I'm talking?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wonderful, because that's above my pay grade, figuring out how to share my screen. No. Okay, so Alexandra is showing you here. I'll give you a 2-minute background of why I do what I do with this company. Is we discovered during COVID, as what happened to a lot of the world is many people lost their jobs, obviously. And we found that a huge percentage of our membership were those, what we refer to as accidental landlords. So those people who inherited a property, or some Johnny inherited grandma's triplex and was living in it, but he was also had another job. He was a W-2 landlord. And that W-2 landlord, many of them lost their jobs. And so they were now relying on their properties to get through. And so we decided to really listen to our membership and find out what they need. And what a lot of our members needed was a place for resources. And so really that's, the chief resource officer, I guess you would say, of providing resources to these members. So one of the things that we do is we provide them with a place to go to help them sell their properties. So you can see on here, there's properties ranging in whatever price range. Got something for 105 million here, all the way, starting at I think 160,000. And these are properties that our members are selling right now. And so it's a great way to, these are updated every single day, multiple times a day. So there's always properties available. We provide this for free to all of our members. And so you can always just kind of see what's happening here. You see, we don't offer a ton of information on here, but at the very bottom, you can go down there and you can just kind of click, oh yeah, I'm interested in the, in the Columbus, Ohio 56 unit or the Huntsville, Alabama condo. That then sends an email to me. And then I reach out and send the contact information onto the broker or owner of that property or whoever it is that's listing with us. So that's a free, free to do. Also, under that real estate tab, if Alexandra can take us all over there, and the find an agent page. So we offer for our members, these are markets that we have affiliates. So these are multifamily specialists that we have vetted. And we're currently in 75 markets across the country. And so you simply just go down to choose your city, and you can find an agent if you're interested in any of these cities. Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's see, who do we have here? We have Kelly Estep of ERA Real Estate Solutions. So this is someone who specializes in multifamily. At the very bottom, you can also switch to any of the other ones. If you go to Los Angeles, you'll see my mug. That's where I am. And so we have people, as you can see, all over the country. I love that photo. That's a great photo. All over the country. And these are people that do specialize in multifamily. And the one thing that I wanted to stress that again, because, you know, a lot of agents that you go to don't know how to speak the language of multifamily. And I've spoken to many and asked about, you know, cap rates and what's the ROI and what's the net cash and et cetera. And they just, you know, tilt their heads, and because they don't know how to speak that language. So it's important to know that you're going to someone that speaks the language of multifamily. So we're in 75 markets nationwide, and I'm always looking to expand that. So if you are in fact an agent, or you have an agent that you think should show up on here, send them over to me. I'll give them a profile and have them posted by day's end. So I really just want to provide our membership with the resources they need. Alexandra mentioned earlier about our magazine and our newsletter and how it's about networking and about finding the experts. In response to some of our members wanting to talk about certain topics, that's what I spend a lot of my time doing, is looking for experts in those topics. So we have partnered with best-selling authors nationwide to provide content and information. And I'm sure some of you recognize some of these names of William Bronchick, Jay Scott, Gary Lipsky, Robert Beardsley. These are experts in their fields. These are GOATs. These are people who know what they're talking about, and they contribute to us on a normal basis. And many of them I text with or email or talk to weekly about just what's happening in their business, and give them ideas like, hey, I need an article. A member's asked me about X, Y, and Z, and I need something. Can you write something for me? Absolutely. So the information you're getting on these newsletters are coming from the best. They're coming from people who eat, live, sleep, drink, breathe multifamily in their specific field of multifamily. So it really is, it's a great newsletter and it's a great resource. The magazine is equally the same. When it comes to the content in the magazine, it's coming from experts. I know in our magazine that's coming out in the next few days, Julianne contributed a little bit for us. So very excited to see her there. So I think that's really about it. If anybody has any questions, I'd love to just turn it over and see what we can talk about.
So I do have a question. So before you shut that down, what is it that if someone wanted to pay for a membership, what do they get for the memberships for that? I think, what is it, one?
Yeah.
What does that include?
Sure, I'll go over that. And this will play into our offer.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
So the pro members, I'll sum it up because I know there's a lot of things listed here, but pro members get one free tenant screening. They get our best tenant screening package, which is normally $50 for free. They also get $5 off any additional tenant screening that they might do, 1 month access to all of our premium legal forms that we have available, and also one live free webinar, which is a premium webinar. So a lot of them are free, but we do have some that are not. So you would get access to one of those, and then access to really all the other information that the free members get. And then some of our vendors do give an additional discount to Pro and Pro Plus members that they don't give to free members. So you'll also get additional discounts from a lot of the vendors that we work with. And the Pro Plus members get that, but a little bit more. So they get 2 free tenant screenings, $10 off instead of $5, and a whole year of legal forms access, and unlimited on-demand and live webinars. And the content that we'll be adding in the next few months, a lot of it will be exclusive for Pro Plus and Pro members. So VIP is another level. If that's an enterprise solution, if you have really high volume tenant screening, that's where it really pays off. So we'd be able to quote you as low as $7 for a tenant screening. And that's usually going to be for people who have like 200 or more units under management. And again, one of the best parts about it is really the tenant screening benefit. But what I wanted to offer to all of you tonight is—
Wait a minute. Listen up, people, friends. Should we let's close, should we close this so we get everybody's attention?
Yes.
Let's see. How do we close it? Let's see. What? Will this stop others sharing? Do you want to continue? Oh, wait, let's see. Can you stop sharing?
I think I'm sharing.
Yeah,
right?
you're sharing.
Okay.
Participants sharing. There we
There you
go.
There you go.
All right. Everybody, do we have everybody's attention? Ding, 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 ding. All right. Vlad, are you listening? Yes.
He says
All right.
yes.
Tanner, are you listening?
Yes.
Awesome. Rose and Arturo, are you listening? Yes. Okay, good. Go
Okay. All right. So what we'd like to do is offer all of you today a free Pro membership with us. We've never done that before, and we'd love to just have you try it out. Just all we need is your name and email, and we'll sign you up. That's it.
Awesome.
Wait a minute. Let me just make sure I heard that right. A pro membership. A pro membership you're going to give to all of these folks here. 35 people in the room. So
Yes.
what you said?
Yes. Yes. So that is, that's going to be the free tenant screening, the tenant screening discount, access to all of our forms, premium forms for 30 days, premium webinar, and all of that for all of you.
Oh my gosh. And what's that value?
$79.
$79. You guys, have you gotten something for free for $79 ever free? Have you?
Well, we've never
Not
given
on
it away
Zoom
for
at
free,
8.
so.
Not on Zoom at 8.
Yes.
This is your big day. So what you need to do is put your contact information. Look at that. Fire. You're on fire tonight. All right. Everybody who needs to, we want to get this to you. Gosh. And I've got buy 2, get 1 free. No. Put your information in the chat. This is something I think you would benefit from. Every one of us. I'm, obviously trying to help educate you, but there are other specialists, obviously, who are smarter than me. I know it's hard to believe. There are folks out there that are trying to give you even more information. This is a great resource. Everybody should be sending in your information there. Okay, everyone. There should be 35 people's information there.
Yes. And for those of you who have a business that you're marketing to landlords, we need more of you. We're looking for quality partners to refer. I mean, it really is all about making connections. Our purpose is to connect our members with you. If you have something of value to offer, whatever it is, we'll find out, and we'll hopefully be able to partner with you on something. I think this is a great group. You have such a diverse group of people all in the same industry, but doing maybe slightly different things in slightly different places. And we could all use you as part of our association and help you, and then have others get help from you.
Yeah. Well, and again, it's nationwide. So it doesn't matter where you live, this can benefit everyone. So I think it's a great resource. An association is it is a lifeline to making decisions. I got to tell you again, I told you I have an association that it gave me evictions. I was able to get help with attorneys. I was able to find out about this emotional support animals. Does anybody want to talk about that? If you are a landlord and you've got somebody who says, I have an emotional support animal, you have to take that animal. You cannot charge for it, you can't ask for a security deposit. I've talked to a lot of people that say, I just don't need to take it. Well, that is illegal, right? If you have somebody, they're the next one up, you are legally supposed to take that next person in line for that property, as long as they qualify. They are
Yes.
qualified, they make the right amount of money, they are the next one up. You can't say, oh, I'm not going to return their call. I'm not, oh, I lost their their application. They're the next one up. Okay.
Yeah, and to add to that, there are fair housing testers. They are increasing by the number. They literally go to properties just to test you. They will apply as a resident. They are allowed and actually encouraged to lie and say that they have an emotional support animal. This is government sanctioned. They're looking for people who are not accepting emotional support animals, who are discriminating against people with criminal records. You have to be very careful about that and know that your managers are fully aware of the consequences when they are doing that. It is just so important. I mean, one of the many things, right, that you have to worry about, I hate to add another to the list, but it is a thing, you know, and I think you really hit it straight on, Julianne.
Yes. And the other thing is if you have cameras on your property, you got to make sure you're telling people you have cameras in the common area. They have to know that they have cameras. Can't just, and you can't have them going towards the door, like in looking in their apartments. Okay, there are regulations. You have to know that. And if you're managing your own properties, you want to be careful. You want to know what those rules are. You might be saving a couple bucks because you're not calling up the property managers, but do it correctly. Get educated. It's the best. Look at it. You just saved $79 for a whole year. This was the best way you could have spent a Tuesday night. Seriously. Man, oh man. Is there anybody in the house that has a question for these guys, Alan or Alexandra? Anybody? Tanner, what do you got?
No question. So are you guys gonna send us an email then with the?
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie, we did this a little last minute, so I don't have an official form to send you, but somebody from our team will be emailing you and letting you know how to set it up. It's going to bypass, so you don't need to put in a credit card or anything like that. And then we need your name and email, and I believe maybe phone number and a couple other things. So we'll be asking you maybe for a couple other fields so we can sign you up. And then you'll have it for the entire year. I saw Heidi or Haiti asking if it's for a whole year. Yes, it's an entire year of membership. And then when you get towards the end of membership, we'll send you some emails and say, hey, do you want to renew? Do you want to stay a member? And if you say yes, then it'll be really easy to renew at that point. So yeah, you could try it out for a whole year, and I hope you guys really use it and get some value out of it. I mean, we figured this would be the best group to really get the most use out of it.
I think so. I'm grateful. Jason, what do you got? What's the hand up? What's your question?
Well, since we're all in Los Angeles, we would love to have you as a guest speaker in our future meetup.
Look at that. You've got an opportunity to speak at their meetup in Los Angeles. Alexandra
fantastic.
and Alan, you guys
We'll be there.
hopefully can do that. That's awesome.
Thanks, Jason.
Love it.
All right, you guys will connect. Thank you, Jason. Heidi,
I
what do
do
you
want to
got?
say
Oh.
real quick one thing. For
Yeah.
those of you leaving your email address for us to get to you that want the year of membership, I do encourage you to do one thing: be involved. There's constantly ways to be involved. If you have questions regarding what you're doing, ask them. Reach out to me. That's my job. My job is, if you have a question regarding a particular thing, I've got resources and networks of people that I can connect you with. So don't just sit back and let the emails come to you, or the newsletters come to you. That's what we're here for. We're here to engage with you. So be involved and provide content and send me articles, and we'll figure it out. We're here all together. There's enough love to go around for everyone. So that's what we're here.
And Alan is amazing responder. This guy, I swear, must live on his phone. He's always responding super quick. It's unbelievable. Heidi, what do you got? Uh-oh, you're on mute. Uh-oh, something happened. What do you got?
So I have a question. I love it. I think Alan already answered. So I'm always looking for opportunities. So this is a great place. You said that you have off-market properties that your sellers have. So you will be able to connect me, and I will call you, and like I will give you a particular area. I know that I can go in the box and just check my area, but also you could connect me with them.
It goes,
deals.
yeah, it goes much deeper than that, because I don't put all of our off-market deals on that website. So I get a lot of people that reach out to me and they say, I've got hundreds. And so I've got them all over the country. So if you have particular areas you're interested in, we can talk, email online, and I can connect you to the right people.
So I'll call you, or call the person that appears in my area. Like I saw you were showing like how you go and you type the area or your state, and then this person comes up. I call you directly?
No, you can reach out to them directly. If there's a particular area, Little Rock, Arkansas is Casey Wells. If you're interested in Little Rock, contact her directly. However, I have a secret list of
Get a hold of Alan. Get a hold of Alan. Do you have your contact information? Can you put your contact information in the chat?
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
it's on the AAOA. Let's put it in the chat. Alexandra, do you have your information in the chat as well?
No, let me do that.
Now listen, we're not contacting Alan or Alexandra to understand what their cat's first name is, okay? Those are not the questions we're asking. We're utilizing their time, their energy for important questions. Right? Right, Lawrence? Yes. Did I wake you up?
Yes.
Okay,
Wake me up. I just
I wasn't sure if I woke you up. All right, good. I'm glad you guys were here. I'm so thankful. You guys
Can I jump in real quick? Sorry,
Yes.
Julianne. Can I jump in real quick?
Surely.
2 more quick things. Number 1, if any of you are going to be at NMHC in Las Vegas next week, leave that in the comments. I will be there. Julianne will be there. Please leave it in the comments, just saying NMHC with your name, and I'll reach out to you. Maybe we can all meet up. Number 2, and what I think is the most fun, is Alexandra mentioned that our magazine is coming out in the next, 5 or 6 days or so. In that magazine, we have spent the entire year scouring the multifamily market to find the GOATs in the industry, those people who we consider to be the absolute best in syndication, best new books, best everything. So I want to take this minute to present to Miss Julie Anne Peterson, AAOA's 2020-22 Best Multifamily Lending Expert Award.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Keep coming. Oh, look at that.
Speech. So I won't bring this. I was going to bring it next week to give to you, but then you've got to schlep it around Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So I'll mail this to your house.
I am so delighted. That is such an honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for all your expertise.
Oh, wow. That's so great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, we're going to keep going. If you guys want to stay, and I hope you do, we're going to get on with the show.